Let's go.
All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Zenith 3000, Episode 8, Ohm's Law. My name is Alex. I will be your host and GM for this evening. Before we get started, I'd like to thank Sword and Key for putting on this wonderful show, and my four wonderful players here for joining us tonight as we tell this story. We are going to quickly go around the table, introduce ourselves, introduce our characters, talk a quick bit of bookkeeping, and then we will hop right into our recap and the session proper. While I'm already speaking, again, hello, my name is Alex. I use he, him pronouns. I am delighted to be your GM for this evening. Who's next?
Hi, I'm Seth, and this is Finn. You'll see me doing this a lot today. I have the pleasure of playing Vesper, who is a doomed to delve who murders.
Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns. I'm playing Erastus. He uses he, they pronouns, and he is an intuitive preside who interprets the law.
Hi, my name is Abhishek Matange. I use he, him pronouns. I will be playing Eris, who is a clever adept who has 1,000 faces, and they use any all pronouns.
Hi, hello. I'm Eva. My pronouns are she, her, and tonight I am playing Vertigo Madigan. She, who is a beneficent manipulator who works the system.
All right. And with that, we can quickly talk about our donation incentives. So if you hit !donate in chat, you can see both the incentives and the levers which you, the audience, can pull on the story that you see. And you can see how you can gift advantages and other benefits to your favorite players, and you can gift complications to your favorite GM. In addition, if you would like to decode a little bit more about what specifically we are saying with this story, you can hit !reading to learn a little bit about the books and the ideas that went into the story that we are telling tonight and that we have been telling. With that said, I believe, Seth, you are giving our recap tonight, right?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
I'm ready. Okay, so last time was wild. We're just gonna start from the beginning. Firstly, Lysander finally came clean to Vertigo and ships back to Eris in front of Vertigo, which I'm sure was not disorienting for Vertigo at all, and they thought it was super normal and okay. Vertigo asked a couple of questions about how things were 500 years ago versus like now. How did the OG Zenith party stop what was going on back then, etc., etc. At this point, the party in general was on the way to Erastus's place because things happened, and we'll get to that later. At this point, Vesper heads over to Eris's place, and on that journey, he kept seeing these very interesting white linen wrappings forming around his hands, and they would kind of form away in the wind and dematerialize. And there was an unearthly voice that spoke to him saying, and I quote, "You shall fear no evil, for I am with you," end quote. This also was very not disconcerting and completely normal, and had no lasting effects whatsoever. So we'll just skip that, forget about it, it's not important. At this point, Erastus used a lot at this point. It was actually like the end of the prior session. Erastus has used as seen on TV, get out of dodge. What was it called? As seen on TV, get out of dodge.
The as seen on TV, out of dodge getter.
Out of dodge getter. I was getting there.
So good.
And had teleported to his sister's place. He manages to keep himself together in the aftermath of what happened, enough to kind of give her general overview of what was going on, and then was like, I gotta go to bed. I need to clean up. I need to change. I need to not be conscious, and went to clean up and rest. Vertigo as with the rest of the party, was concerned about the fact that Erastus had literally vanished into thin air, and tracked him to Penny's place. It was like, okay, cool. So I think he's safe. It's fine. Vesper also arrives and is kind of like absorbed with the footage from the gala, and everybody's kind of trying to get the grips on the fact that like everything that's happening 500 years ago is like maybe also happening again. They begin to discuss. Eris believes that our adversary is trying to prove a point based on the conversation that she'd had with the accuser, thinking that the point that they're trying to make is that mortals are of a certain like fallible nature, and that they're trying to essentially make these mortals do all the work for him. Vesper says this is an easy find, at least for his part, because it was able to just reach into something deep inside of his nature and exploit it. Which, again, fun, normal things. It's always been a part of him. Blah, 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 blah. And now that same message is in the city, and it's happening to other people. It's like not just some removed thing that's, you know, not present. It's here now. Vertigo believes that disconnecting people from the network could buy some time, because Vesper is of the opinion that this isn't going to be fixed by one person. Eris goes to his office to check and see if any contacts could have EMP sources, because that's a good way to disconnect people from a network. Let's just go nuclear on it. And we drew an interesting card, and there's a very eager new contact that was put into play here. It's a group of red caps from Meridian. And basically, should we go the EMP route, materials could be sourced in return for Eris organizing another visitation day. OG Zenith fans will understand what that means and why that's interesting. Eris is like, haha, you're not gonna kill God, are you? You're not gonna kill God, right? You're not gonna kill it again, right? And they're like, no, actually want her back. Back at Penny's place, Erastus hears some pings from his phone and is like, I just got out of the shower. Could you get phone for me? And she's like, oh, it's Dee saying that they need Vesper's number. Erastus at this point sees that there's a billion mixed messages and calls from Desiree, informing Erastus that he is in trouble. And there's a map of Erastus's location being converged on, like, now, presently. And Erastus does the information and decides to call Kiara, but the power of the whole building has gone out. So Vesper gets the information from Desiree about the situation. Everybody goes to leave. Thankfully, Eris is able to get the carpet back up. So everybody takes the magic flying carpet and heads to Penny's place. On the carpet, something very normal happens that has no long-term implications for my character whatsoever, that I'm not currently grappling with as we speak, in which Vesper, again, begins to be covered in these linen wrappings until the Angel of the Presence of Enuma Elish fully incarnates in, like, as a part of him. Vertigo is brought back to Eris's transformation. That like literally just happened. Like Vertigo's had a lot of really weird people moments on this carpet specifically. Poor Vertigo. And is like, are you still Vesper? And I dropped a line that everyone thinks is hard. You're just gonna have to watch the clip. I'm not repeating it here because I can't recreate that moment. As it's something that was maybe cool. I don't know. It's fine. Erastus and Penny try to leave, and the call to Kiara / Eris finally goes through. But it's like we're on a flying carpet going who knows how fast. So it's literally just like whooshing noises. Like the phone call is not all that productive, unfortunately.
60 miles per hour.
It's like 60 miles per hour, like windows down, top down. Like there's no one's hearing anything.
Also, Seth, can you unmute yourself in meets? So sorry.
Yes. You could DM me.
Sorry.
I would have seen it.
Moppy.
Thought we tested that earlier.
I don't know what happened. Because we did.
Anyways, the fire escape door opens, and Penny is unfortunately shot. Erastus immediately tries to help. We enter combat, and a bunch of stuff goes down, during which I think one of the more notable moments is Vertigo just absolutely reading this one goon to fucking filth. She's like, "This is what you wore? Really? Like, this is the moment, and this is what you decided to wear." And it works. And at the end of like everything, they managed to have this really interesting conversation with this kind of like throwaway enemy. Where she kind of manages to help them rethink their actions. Just like, is this really what you want to do? Like, what would your mom think? And he's like, this is wrong. And it was crazy. It was very cool. You should really watch that episode. Good times. Eris at one point turns her nails into claws and rips someone's throat out. It was cool. At another point, Vesper casually performs a miracle because I rolled a nat 20. It's fine. Completely normal things. We exit, I guess before we exit combat, the miracle that was performed was making sure that Penny is stabilized so that Penny's okay. This is important. It gets to the point where only that one NPC that I was talking about before is left, and he just like leaves. Vertigo is like, you can go, but you're not taking your weapon with you. And he's like, say less. So he leaves his weapon, he leaves, we exit combat. Yay. We all go to the hospital because, oh my god. We make sure that Penny goes to receive like medical attention. Erastus is like, I don't know why the fuck these people are after me. Vertigo thinks it's a connection to Ambrose. Erastus messages Dee asking her if she knows why. And Dee adds Erastus to a group chat with one Zarathustra, aka Sarah, who was Ambrose's manager back in Meridian. Erastus is like, hey, can we at least get protection for Penny? And they're like, listen, we're already watching the hospital, it's fine. And they kind of rope Erastus into a meeting the next morning at the I believe it was at the, I have my other notes here, it's not in this one.
Church.
The Electric Church. I was gonna say the Spider House Ballroom. It's the wrong place. My heart belongs to the Spider House Ballroom. At the Electric Church, which interestingly enough is where Vesper was also told to go. So here we are, leveled up, ready for our GM to continue conspiring against us.
All right.
I hope everyone's
indeed.
leveled up.
I hope you are too. You do all get the opportunity to take a 10-hour rest if you haven't done that already.
Oh yes.
And while you are checking your sheets.
And Seth gets an experience for doing the recap,
yes.
right?
Yes, Seth, you do get an experience for doing recap. Your doomed descriptor does not hinder you from accepting that.
Yoink.
And with nothing else to say, allow me to share with you a perspective. Consider that all matter is one. That no proton, neutron, lepton, quark, or quanta is any different from any other. That the universe is one thing composed of one substance. That there is no discrete border between that which this is and that which I am. Consider then how you blossom and unfold, not as a mere mass of meat, but a phenomenon, a fire with all capacities of destruction and transformation, a field gently coordinating a humble odyssey of existence, a flood of conscious witness to the boundless mystery of being. Recall that matter is preserved, that energy is preserved. What then should you return to while the universe is one and its substance is one, and while you remain but a little matter and a little energy. One must return to the unity, the matchless gift of being, the interminable duty of consciousness, and the distant, promised raptures of bliss. What then should you return to? You return to what you already are. You are that, and this is you. You are me. I am you. No other can exist. Erastus, how would you like an experience point?
I would love an experience point, Alex.
Who would you give your second experience point to?
I'm gonna give it to Vertigo.
All right. Erastus, you. Give me a second to grab my notes again. You roll out of bed. For the sake of simplicity, I hope you all will forgive me for assuming that you decided to stay at the safest place you can think of, Eris's house.
Yes.
You roll out of bed. It's about 6:30 in the morning. You hear everybody else slowly but steadily beginning to get up. At some point, you go to reach for your phone and assess what has happened the previous night and begin to prepare for the day. You see two very interesting pieces of news. Before you get there, you have to wade through dozens of text messages from Chad, Nebuchadnezzar himself. He was looking for you, and he stopped doing that at about 3 in the morning. The first piece of news you find is that the prime mover has stopped. This is what you can conceptualize as a layer of the cosmos, sort of the furthest outer reaches of space that can be observed, and it is conceptualized as basically the outer sphere that moves of its own volition and causes everything inward to it to move in concert with it. The universe, then, has stopped moving. And as you read this information, you can't shake the feeling of being watched. It is then when you see a breaking news update on your phone. CNN breaking news.
CNN.
CNN indeed. The man of sin, the accuser, and prince of this world was seen entering the Presidial Nexus shortly following sunrise this morning. Sources close to this political outsider tell us he is meeting with High Executor Nebuchadnezzar to discuss the growing unrest in Zenith and the new Red Presence movement, which took to the streets last night following the murder of the Platinum Dragon Bahamut at the hands of youngest son and Chromacore CEO Thraxamundar, who melts the Earth. The new Red Presence rally, though largely peaceful, disrupted operations and traffic in the city for over 4 hours earlier this morning, and dispersed rapidly following an internal directive issued by movement leadership. Movement spokesperson Apogee Lux briefly spoke with ZNN affiliates this morning, urging Zenithans to remain peaceful, calm, and open-minded about the resurgence of the Red Presence. We cut to essentially a man-in-the-street interview. The prince is a wise observer who's been with mortal kind since our first moments walking the earth. It is true that we adopt the name and methods of the first movement, but our motives are only to hold a mirror to mortality, and to move in light of the people that we already are, without shame or denial. The prince is simply our mirror manifest, ageless in vigor and boundless in insight. It is my hope that he and the leadership of our fair city, my birthplace, my only home, can come to lasting accord for the benefit of all within Zenith and beyond. The floor is yours, party. What do you do?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
The messages from Chad, Is it mostly just him wondering where the fuck I am?
Yeah, wondering where you are and what your status is, what you can tell him about what had occurred at the gala last night, etc., etc., etc.
Oh god, I don't know if he would actually reply to any of this. I think what he does is he just leaves it on red for the moment.
Perfect.
Maybe just shoots back one message being like, hey. No, he wouldn't say hey. Was almost assassinated last night. Will give you an update when I can.
Doesn't get read anytime soon.
That's fine. But yeah, that's all that. I think that he's gonna leave it at that. In the meantime, I'm gonna raid one of Eris's closets while everyone else gets ready.
I think at this point, well, I don't know how strict a time we're gonna be, but I'm still taking that 10-hour rest regardless. I think that Vesper's like been up for a while and is probably making good use of Eris's bar, rooting through, trying to find probably whatever looks like expensive and unopened, and it's just like, I'm gonna try this. No, that's not the vibe. I'm gonna try this. Okay, that's fine. It is just like having like a very early morning like glass of something incredibly strong, because what the fuck even is about to happen today?
I think I'll also shoot a text message over to Vertigo if she has a couple minutes this morning to chit chat.
Yeah, if it's not going to throw a wrench into your plans, Alex, I don't think Vertigo would have gone to Eris's.
That's fine.
As much as I love the idea of a sleepover, I think there's a reasonable amount of security at her place.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Given what she does, and they would have wanted to be with their dogs too. So definitely getting Vertigo's definitely getting those 10 hours and has no morning meeting. So depends on what time you send that, Erastus, but I don't know why my voice is squeaking.
Yeah. If knowing
Are
that
you sending it with like an urgent kind of like, are you doing the thing where like you text 3 times to break through my do not disturb?
No, I think what it is, it's since I know you're not at Eris's, I'd be like, hey, Nyx, do you have access to any temporary implants that could access like the ether web or something like that, or get one easily? And then he sends another one. Kind of, I have an idea, and I think that's the only way it will work. And then sends a third one, so now it will break through your do not disturb. We're also, Vesper, Eris, and I will be going to the Electric Church to meet with Des if you want to see us, meet with us. It will likely involve a lot of discussion about everything. 8 a.m.
How, those seem like a reasonable thing that Vertigo would have access to, if not laying around? Is that?
I would say you would know the markets where you could acquire an item like this.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that your best bet would probably be somewhere out in the sprawl. You probably even have a few contacts who would deal in items like this, or perhaps even manufacture them.
You get a thumbs up emoji.
That's fair. Fair. Pet the dogs for me.
Yeah. I will pet the dogs. And probably sleep at least another hour and then head out to the sprawl. I'm not going to that meeting. Mostly because I don't think I have a compelling reason to rehash information I already know. Having lived through it. And tired. So that's my morning plan.
I think Eris would probably probably would have gotten up a little earlier. She probably would have just been walking through the hallways. Probably also would have gotten herself a morning drink, knowing them, because with a morning meeting like this, one can only wonder what the rest of the day is going to be like. I think they'll sort of see Vesper just trying everything. Like, you open it, you're buying it.
Good luck making me pay.
And she's like, she holds out a hand like, you better start fucking paying.
Where are you gonna debit from?
I don't know. I'll find a way.
I have nothing. I don't. Look, take it up with Ash later, okay? Let me drink in peace.
Fine. Only because of the severity of the circumstances, I'll allow it once.
Oh, you mean because I'm God now?
Whatever.
And he'll pour you the same thing.
I was about to say, she was just about to ask if you're still drinking, just pour me another one. Like, I need one too.
Oh yeah, no, he's poured one and has handed it to you.
Just like, yeah. You ready for the meeting?
No. I have no idea who this person is. I don't know what they want. I haven't seen my dog in like a day. I'm tired. I keep seeing like flashes of white out the corner of my eyes. And I miss the Underdark.
Fair. I would say what else is new, but there is quite a lot of new things with that. But yeah.
There really are. It's been a very eventful week.
Forget week, it's been a very eventful 24 hours.
24 years, maybe, from the looks of it.
Yeah. And they'll sort of look at themselves. Who to be today?
Are you coming?
Why not?
I think at that point, Erastus probably knows everybody's at the bar, knowing at least how everybody has been handling this. He like walks in, just completely decked out in like fucking casual clothes, like high-waisted jeans, t-shirt that's turned into a crop top with tying it in front, and like sunglasses and hair completely done differently.
Ooh, like the outfit?
Hey, I have at least to try to look a little different so I don't get sniped on the street. Surprised to find the two of you in here.
Well, nothing says potentially the end of the world like celebrating with alcohol.
It's a tradition. You weren't around for the first time, but we did this back then too.
Worst comes to worst, you make a Molotov.
That's a good idea.
We ready? How are we getting there? Walking? Carpet?
I think let's avoid the carpet for today.
I agree.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to get ready. Eris is gonna go sort of walk up the stairs and head to her Jess closet. And as soon as she comes out, they're essentially down walks Jess. about like a little shorter, about maybe about 5'4", long brown hair, shorter brown hair, pixie cut, yellowish eyes, and she's dressed in like probably the most casual you've ever seen Eris really dress. Like, this is like, I think this is almost on the level of like actual like street casual, as opposed to like Eris's normal high fashion flamboyance. So, you ready?
Who is this today?
Oh, that's right. You haven't met Jess yet, have you?
Jess. This is still gonna take some time getting used to.
It's a blast. It'll be so much fun.
I normally cope with it by just calling her Eris.
Well, that's no fun.
I would definitely like to be covert and maybe not have eyes on someone by the name of someone named Eris. That doesn't... Yeah.
There's like 10,000 Erises just in Zenith.
Yeah, but
It
true.
is surprisingly common now, which I'm still baffled by. But
I'd rather not
trends are
take...
the public's trends.
I still would rather not take any chances.
You don't have to call her Eris.
Let's just get going.
I would like to take the opportunity to point out that Vesper has had no chance to change.
Beautiful.
Sick.
So
Sick.
there's like two people in like Walmart casual, just going to Target, no one's gonna see me garb, and then I'm still in the gala regalia.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
It was like, well, look who looks all high and mighty now.
A beautiful.
Look, if I'd had a chance to go home, I would have loved to change, but you know, I had to turn into some kind of form of god and perform a minor miracle. So I haven't had a chance to go home.
Raided my closets earlier. If you want to grab something from there, you can.
Like I would want to owe you any more. No.
Why don't you head off to your place and grab something and then meet us at the electric church?
I don't know. I kind of like this outfit, to be honest with you.
You do
It's
you.
nice, isn't it? Look who's starting to appreciate
like
the
the
finer
cape.
things in life. Cape is a nice touch, I will say.
Anyway,
I
I'm
heard
heading
the
over on my
subtle
bike.
thing.
We'll take public transit.
We'll see you there.
Vesper gets on his bike. You see him peel out, his cape fluttering in the wind. He looks so fucking cool, man.
It's amazing.
Just be glad it doesn't get caught in anything.
No capes.
No capes.
No capes.
All right. We can start with the electric church then. Vesper, you probably get there first.
Unless it's a really, really good system of public transit, I would hope he does.
Yeah, it's not that good. So what do you do as you approach what looks like a closed up nightclub at 8 a.m. in the morning?
I am not going in first. I will
Sick.
tell you that. So probably gonna find somewhere like around the corner to park, and chill somewhere around the corner where there are people who are just like starting their work day or what have you. Because I'm not gonna sit and loiter in front of a closed point of business.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that and generally be on my phone, continue to not answer text messages, etc.
Excellent. Yes. I will say for sure that you're able to do this no problem. As you head to the electric church, canonically, you would have passed a large mural of a mostly accurate younger version of yourself and a version of your sister painted on the wall. There are a few... How would you like an experience point?
I don't like how you were mid-sentence. I don't like that. Give me my experience point.
Actually, are you on an experience point?
Lost count. I don't know if I marked it, so I don't
think
remember.
I am on my next one because you just gave one to Vertigo, didn't you?
I did give
So
one to
it should
Vertigo,
be-
but that wouldn't trigger your doomed thing.
I only got one because of Erastus. If that.
Yeah.
Sorry
Oh,
for
okay.
hitting my mic like 4
Okay.
times.
Are we not? Mary,
see.
what were you saying?
I was trying to keep track, but I can't remember if I kept track accurately whether Seth
What are we on
gets.
now?
It said
Last it
no,
said
but I
no.
feel like they've gotten one since. They had a intrusion without one recently, so I feel like they might be on. But I don't quote me.
All right. Well, I'll give it to you this time, but next time.
All right.
Next time.
You don't have to. I'm at 12. Like, I'm okay.
It's fine. But
right.
we'll know that next time for sure is a no.
All right.
Okay.
So I put it as no.
Yoink.
So Vesper, you've
Who's your
driven
second
past
one
this-
going to?
Oh yeah, who's the second one going to?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Second one will go to. Let me just do it this way. Whee! 1, 2, 3, 4. Vertigo.
Vertigo, you may take an experience
Thank
point.
you.
Vesper,
I'm not
you
even
pa-
here. Y'all are being so nice.
You deserve the
passed
world.
by a location where you know your mural to be. This is where every once in a while you'll see people leave little gifts of orchids and spider lilies.
I will
And
say
as
this
you
is not a
pass-
place I'm normally at. Like, I
No,
probably
for
actively avoid it if I'm in town.
But you can't help but see it today. And it is when you pass by today and you see some of the miscellaneous, just like trash and miscellaneous detritus from the rally that occurred last night, that you see what you can only assume to be the entire contents of multiple buckets of red paint splashed all over the face of this mural.
Okay. Does it look fresh?
Fresh-ish, not more than 12 hours old.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So, too long ago to be able to, like, track anything.
If you really tried, if you started poking around at security cameras, you might be able to get a sense.
Well, I ask because I'm trained in tracking now, and I kind of want to use it.
All right, sick. So in a game like this, tracking would absolutely include stuff like, hacking into security camera feeds. So yeah, go ahead and roll me like a technology roll.
That works.
Your tracking skill will apply. This will be an intellect task. We'll call it Challenge 4.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna use anything. I'm just. This is purely like. This is
All right.
because I think this stands out to him as something that the people of Zenith who like know about this mural would never do this.
Yeah.
To this thing. This is not like a thing of pride. It's a thing of curiosity. Like, things are really changing here and something's wrong. 11?
11 will do it with a challenge
cool.
of 4 and 1 level of skill. I will say you see this and your curiosity, if nothing else, is piqued. And you look around and you find some kind of municipal CCTV camera, essentially, and you're like, all right. You walk up to what is essentially a telephone pole, find a panel, connect your phone to it, do some bleep blurps on it, and are able to get a replay of, I will say, probably the past like 36 hours of security footage. That's probably all that gets stored on here locally.
Yeah, compliance, you know.
Yeah. As expected. Most of these 36 hours are completely mundane and nothing happens. It is when you get to shortly after the events of the gala that you see a large group of individuals wearing red, some masked, some not, passing through, and a small group of them seem to have some kind of premeditated intent and specifically work their way through the crowd with these buckets of paint, go up to the mural, splash, splash. I don't know, they probably do some nonsense, like laugh and take selfies with it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And then they leave.
No, rude.
Is there anything else you would like to try to glean from the footage? Any additional information you would like to look for, or anything else you would like to do with this information?
I don't really know what he'd be looking for, to be frank with you. We're not super familiar with this iteration of the Red Presence as it is currently. Let me see if there's anything I can do with... No, that was my training.
For
Wait 1
fun,
second. I want to look at
pulled
something.
a card as well. So while you
Okay,
look
cool.
at that, I'm going to look at the incriminating skull. Disaster, discovery, evidence, connections, friends and family. Oof. Let's see. Evidence of a crime. All right. What were you going to do? Because this is not immediately clear to me.
Honestly, I was gonna see if I could finagle some kind of benefit by spending experience points, but frankly, like being trained, I think he may have gotten all he could get from this footage. But can I save a copy?
Absolutely, you can save a copy. Yes.
So I want to pass that on to, people who are a little bit better with this stuff than I am.
All right.
So for now, I think he's just going to save it off, write it off rather, as what's it called? Bomb mentality nonsense. I think the fact that it's premeditated sticks out to him. But other than that, I think he is going to save copy and kind of make a mental note to show it to Vertigo later. And see if they can glean anything from it at some other point. So I think he'll send a text to Vertigo and be like, remind me to show you something later. It just sends it once. So it does not break through your do not disturb.
You will get the eyes emoji whenever Vertigo wakes up.
All right.
Go back to minding my own fucking business.
You go back to minding your own business. Eris and Erastus, is there anything you would like to do while you sit around on the bus?
I don't think I have anything specific other than just like just going through my phone, wondering what the fuck we're gonna do, fidgeting.
Jess probably pulls out like a Steam stick.
Sick. Yep.
Just like an e-cig of Steam, just like
Yeah.
Does she do like tricks though? Like,
oh yeah,
she blow rings.
Oh, she blows rings. Absolutely.
Please tell me you're being respectful and not doing it towards anyone.
No, like she's not that much of a dick.
Okay, good. No,
like
yeah.
she'll crack a window open or something like that, but yeah.
No, yeah. I think it's just a chill, quote unquote, bus ride.
Yeah, it's a chill bus ride. Jess is acting like a little bit of a hooligan, but it's not like fully out of
It's regular
deviant
hooligan nonsense.
Yeah, right, exactly. Let's see.
Actually, can I text one more person?
You can't text one more person because I'm trying to figure out what happens to Jess while she's sitting here on the zoo.
I want to text Vivi.
All right, you text Vivi. What do you say?
I want to ask her, hey, how is everything at the office? I saw the news bulletin this morning about the presence coming to visit Nebuchadnezzar.
she texts you back almost right away. The office is very busy. She is shocked and glad to hear from you because the last she heard, you were considered essentially an asset missing in action. But yes, there are representatives of the New Red Presence movement at the Presidial Nexus today, and an unknown figure to Vivi, this individual known as the Accuser or the Prince, has somehow finagled a direct face-to-face meeting with Nebuchadnezzar.
I'll respond. Long story short, things did not go well at the gala, and I had people with guns looking for me last night, so I will not be in the office. Can you keep your head low and keep me updated about what's going on? You remember who you worked for while I was indisposed earlier this year? You can attend to her while I'm out.
Alex, I'm not sure what you're referring to.
I'm just saying, like, I'm sure she, like, I was out for, like, a month after, like,
yes.
I'm basically saying, hey, go attend to this other person and be their
Gotcha.
assistant while I'm out. So
Gotcha.
she's just
Understood.
not, just so she's not doing nothing.
Gotcha. Okay, understood. Then,
Yeah.
Yes, she says she will keep an eye out and let you know.
Bless her. Bless my child. I love her.
Your child is someone manages to legally source a grenade.
Yes. Well, no, not Vivi. Julie legally sources a grenade.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
So technically the same person, but also not. Also make sure Julie keeps her head low.
Will do. She has a gift for you when you make it back to the office.
Do I dare ask what?
No response.
Fuck! I think I say that out loud.
You good?
Yeah, you get left on red.
Apparently, my assistant has another gift for me when after I get back in the office. The one who got me a, you know.
Oh, it's that one. They sound fun.
You good?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Yeah, just keep the smoke out the window.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not being not an asshole most of the time.
Yeah, I was waiting for that little extra bit of the sentence. Here, our stop's coming up. Let's get ready to get off.
Yeah.
Eris, you have a slightly upsetting, slightly confusing, slightly disappointing experience with this particular cartridge of Steam. You are relatively well attuned to the city's visions. You have received them before, with and without the assistance of extracurricular substances. And this one, surprisingly, gives you nothing. Feels nice, feels fine, but the vibes just aren't there.
Damn. Nah, whatever. Sort of like tucks it back into her back pocket. That's disappointing.
And before we get to the Electric Church, we will hop over to Vertigo. At some point in the morning, you wake up. You have declined to go to this meeting, and you head out to the Sprawl. I will say that probably the best point of contact that you know is a small kind of improvised technology shop called Volta and Sons.
Cool. I love this.
All right. You are able to head out that way, no problem. And as you pass from skyscrapers to urban sprawl, you find a small little garage, essentially, with maybe 5 or 6 little goblins, the sons, all scurrying around, with their heads in various little contraptions and experiments. You go in through the front door, and behind the counter is a old but still spry and incredibly sharp goblin woman, Volta herself. Vertigo! It's good to see you again, dear.
Volta, I have to say the same. It has been far too long.
It has been.
I would like to
All right?
imagine.
It was quite a night last night.
I would like to imagine, knowing that this was my destination, at least eventually, I could have swung by some sort of, like, if they're open, some sort of like bakery, coffee shop, something, and brought like little snacks, treats.
Absolutely, you could do that.
I will pass them over without comment. Oh, it was rough, but I'm still standing, and it looks like you're still standing. I'm glad you're open.
I am, yes. My son Kazik, he was at the gala.
How's he doing? It was.
He's all right. He's in the garage. He had his invention stolen from him. But otherwise,
no.
he made it out alive and unharmed, which we are grateful for.
Well, better alive and unharmed and inventionless than not, I suppose.
Indeed, yes. We are struggling with the fact that apparently our debts were purchased by some unknown figure, and that's always stressful, you know. Who knows what they could come in and demand, but we're trying to stay positive. We are all still alive. We are all still together. And we're all still in business.
The important part, especially these days.
Indeed it is. But you did not come here, I imagine, to hear about my problems. What can I do for you, love?
Well, maybe not, but I feel like they're kind of all our problems at this point. Will you let me know if you need help with that down the line?
I can let you know, of course. I sincerely appreciate it.
I am in the market for some temporary Vertigo realizes that Erastus did not specify what exactly they wanted these for, and it's now gone on too long, and we are hitting a point of pride where now she cannot ask. So, I believe I need some sort of temporary web implant for perhaps someone who doesn't already have implants. Sort of a baby's first implant.
A temporary implant. We do have...
Not for a baby, to be clear.
I should hope so, yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. We do have temporary implants. When you say web implant, do you mean something that creates webs or something that connects to the ether web or something else?
To connect to the ether web, I believe to
understood.
connect to an already established system.
Understood. I do believe we have some temporary neural implants. Let me see what I can do. These are for you or... No, not you. You already have implants.
I do. No, a friend.
a friend. Well, to install a neural implant, something that can connect to the ether web, they would need to be here. But I can certainly see if we have the equipment. Let me see.
Yeah, that would
Okay.
be good if I could set an appointment.
Volta goes digging, and we pull the imprisoning ice. I hope that's good.
For
No, you don't.
you, for me, or for Erastus? Who is that good for?
Listen, as someone who's familiar with the
know.
prisoning ice, my thoughts aren't helpful.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. She goes digging. She produces several things that she just kind of sets to the side as she goes beneath the counter. There's what appears to be what would be like a sort of embedded mesh that starts at the shoulder, ends in a projector at the wrist. This is a discrete arm-mounted flamethrower. There is a set of strange little pads that seem to have like hooks or spikes that stick out of them. There are 20 of them, so one can only assume this goes into the fingers and toes, perhaps as a Spider-Man type nonsense. But eventually she does pull out a sort of strange looking set of antenna at the end of a set of copper wires and some more like deep tissue neural interface type stuff. This is temporary, so how it would work is we would need to have the person here and sedated. They can operate the device while they are under, and then once the device has completed its cycles, we would remove it, dispose of it, and the patient would slowly return to consciousness.
Slowly seems medically sound. Do
Do you
you
happen to know any medical professionals, by the by?
You know, Alex, I am connected. Do I happen to know any medical professionals?
I would say if you don't, you can easily find a freelancer.
Yeah. Look, I don't need them to be on the board of any hospitals. I just need them to be trustworthy. And qualified. I suppose qualified
Yes.
is probably important.
Mhm.
I suppose so.
We
these-
are not. We make the implants. We are.
Yeah.
Not, we don't.
No,
You know.
I can appreciate your position. Are these other items possibly for sale?
Of course. Are you interested? These we can install ourselves.
I don't know as I need them, but if you don't mind me taking a quick picture, I might know some people who would be interested.
I don't mind at all. Tell all your friends, just not the police.
Please. I will take a picture of the other two items and drop them in the group chat. Out shopping, saw some things y'all might be interested in. Erastus, we need to make an appointment, but I have what you need. Let me know when is good for you.
Thumbs up emoji.
Yeah. And then because I know they're in a meeting. I don't know exactly when this overlaps time-wise, but man, you are handing me a gift. I did not copy the whole text of that ability. Cool. Hang on. So I just picked up the Gather Intelligence ability, and it sounds like there's a group of people here in this shop, and I'm not really trying to like finagle anything weird or that they don't want to share, but if they happen to know from like the technology gray web like angle of, you know, they seem like people that have their ears to the ground in certain factors. So over the course of the next hour, if they're not going to kick me out, I would like to just pick up information on kind of how things have been going down since last night from their point of view, and what they've heard, you know, rumors.
Sure. So this, what we call this a roll, because you are trying to extract kind of sensitive information. But they are friendly with you, so I'll call that challenge 4, and I'll give you an asset on it because of your existing connection with them. So it'll be target number 9, challenge level 3 to start.
I'm so sorry that was loud. 19?
19 will absolutely do it. So not only do you get the information you were looking for, you get a minor effect. Is there anything in addition to improvised technology news that you would like to learn?
For a minor effect, could they possibly contact me if they hear anything juicy, interesting, or things like moving in the future?
Yes, absolutely. I would
like that then.
Yes, and I would say that the news you are able to acquire is that probably most relevantly, the Red Presence is in the business of attempting to acquire technology. They have a decent amount of cash, but it's not, they're not paying exorbitant prices. They're not buying anything for more than it's worth. I would say that a lot of the small shops that are embedded in the community, like Volt and Sons, don't really do much business with them. That you seem to get the sense that they have, if not preconceived notions, then at least some sort of a vibe check on the Red Presence. Where like, I don't think I want to sell to you. But there definitely are upstarts and more kind of individual practitioners who are, and you would know that the type of technology that the Red Presence above all seems to be interested in is information technology. So anything that has to do with a conjured intelligence, some kind of monster or creature summoned or duplicated into the ether web space, is a particular avenue of research that they are interested in.
Would any of that information include, because I already know that they have done this with 10 Eyes, do I get the sense that they've successfully done this with anyone or anything else so far?
Yes.
Or just...
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
All right. We can then hop over to the Electric Church as Eris, or Jess rather, and Erastus. You get off the bus and you see Vesper, probably at this point unplugging his phone from a panel attached to a telephone pole, essentially.
Ready?
Yep.
If the door's unlocked, Alex, head right in.
Yeah, the door is unlocked. It is quiet in here, but you do see the big round corner table with Desiree sitting there. You catch a few kind of miscellaneous individuals associated with the drowned here. You see Iona in the corner sipping what, if you look closely enough at the label, would be a 0% beer. She's got a shotgun strapped to her back. And you see Nikolov Brashka, the Minotaur, over in the corner. He's got a big axe and a revolver on his hip. And the table with Desiree is currently occupied by Desiree herself, a middle-aged wood elf that you would be able to identify Erastus as Zarathustra, named after her grandfather, or no, just her father rather, and I just had yes, I don't think any of you would know this particular individual, but you can definitely identify a well-dressed, handsome devil when you see one. Tall, big horns, vibrant red skin, piercing yellow cat-like eyes, dressed in a shirt with a vest, suspenders and everything, sleeves rolled up. It's got a nice little goatee. Don't think any of you have met this individual except for Vertigo.
Oh. Yep. Desiree looks immediately at you. Actually, it looks immediately at Jess, and then to Erastus. Who's your friend?
Emotional support? I don't know. I look at Jess. I don't know how you want me to introduce you, but...
Yeah, it's probably the best way to do it. Yeah. I mean, okay, I'm just here for emotional support. I'll be at the bar getting drunk, so...
I can promise you, though, she is trustworthy.
It's on us if you wait outside.
See, I would love to indulge you on that, but I can't just sit by and not accept and not pay my dues to this fine establishment.
You might get farther if you just are blunt. I don't know why you always have to be dancing around. I'll take a seat at the table while this is playing out.
Vesper, welcome. Erastus, welcome.
I don't know you.
You don't.
Why were you asking for me?
I heard you were in town, and then I saw you. Or saw footage. And I grew up hearing stories about you. And normally I would be willing to maintain a professional distance out of respect, but I have to be honest, I think we need you.
I think Vesper would kind of glance over at Jess, just to see like if they're staying or whatever, and then I think he decides he doesn't care, and sits, like, plops haphazardly in a chair and says, "Who is us?"
We are the drowned. We are what became of the divers since you last left the city. You might remember my mother's mother. She owned the ballroom, the Spider House.
Remember her well. She's a good woman.
I understand that what I'm asking, anything I could ask of you, is an imposition.
Correct.
So, if nothing else, I would simply be grateful for your time to have one conversation. And if that is where you would like to leave it, I will simply be grateful for your time.
Seemed desperate enough to get me and Erastus here. Well, I'm here. I will hear you out. I hope whatever time this is going to take up is going to be fruitful. Otherwise, we could be doing anything else to stop. Then he gestures broadly outside.
The devil speaks up. So you have ideas?
One decent idea. I don't know if it's a good one. It's not really even mine.
Well, coincidentally enough, that is what we are all here to discuss. Forget my manners, though. Good morning. My name is Vito.
I think Vesper will hold out a hand. He's used to... Wait. No, this is the same one who used to live on my street, right?
Was his name Vito too?
Wasn't it Vito?
I remember.
my God,
I remember
you
a
are
Vito,
right.
the Deal
10,000.
Devil.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
From
But also, there's like
OGC.
10,000 Erises.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say. I think...
No, this must be the one then.
I
forgot that I had used that name before. This
When
must
I
be the
was-
same one then.
I was literally going to say, like, he's used to interacting with devils, and I was like, wait a second. It's this devil.
You reach out to shake each other's hands, and you both like look at each other, make real good eye contact. You're like, wait a minute.
He used to live, by my old house, right? You're always trying to
Yes.
sell shit.
You live just inside the walls.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea this would be a reunion. It is wonderful to see you again.
Vito, it has been a very long time. You look exactly the same. Congrats.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It has been far too long. Though I understand your travels have treated you well and been good for your health.
Oh, stop the bullshit immediately. You know that's not true.
Well, I at least know that after what you went through, it's understandable to want to leave the city.
Yeah, I had to be anywhere that wasn't Zenith for a very long time. And every morning I wake up here, I wonder why the fuck I came back.
That sounds like me when I go back to hell, but we can catch up on that later. I'm so much more interested in hearing what ideas you have then.
Well, again, not my idea. Friend's idea. Seems to think that the best way to stop this would be interfering with people's access to whatever they're using to spread these things, namely the ether web. So it's a thought. Frankly, this is all above my pay grade. You know, back in the day, it used to just be shoot it, it dies, problem solved. Erastus here, I'm sure, also has a very different perspective on what's actually going to be a fruitful attempt at stopping this.
Erastus, then, have you considered what you might do?
I was gonna say while this conversation was going on, I was gonna go say hi to Zara before the actual meeting got started. So not actually paying
Understood,
attention.
Yeah. Yeah, then,
Until we
then
sit
in that
down.
case, Vesper and Vito are still catching up. You say a quick hi to Zara. She
I want to give her a
nods.
hug.
Excellent. You both give each other a hug.
You
It's
took your sweet time getting back to Zenith.
after what happened here. Can you blame me?
No. How are you doing?
I was doing better yesterday.
Yeah, I hope whatever you have to say spread some light on things, so...
Well, to be honest, I was hoping that you would be able to do the same.
I'll look over at Des and then Vesper and Vito having their, finishing up their conversation. Shall we begin then?
Desiree begins to speak. I believe we should. First, we can tell you what we know. Then you tell us what you know. And then maybe we can figure out what to do.
Floor is yours.
The new Red Presence movement has, at a guess, a membership, maybe 500,000 individuals throughout the city. I don't believe that all of these are field assets. Many of them will likely never step out from behind a computer. But unfortunately, they're still managing to create significant effect from their living rooms. Last night's rally was, as best we can tell, a show of force. We don't exactly know what this creature is that they have summoned. Vito was going to tell us what he knew about that. They're well armed. They have access to very significant amounts of technology, especially with respect to information and conjured intelligences.
We met one a couple weeks ago. Well, I say we, but Vertigo did.
Well, I'm glad to see you are still alive after that encounter. So far, they have been mostly non-violent. They do have some number of active cells. We would assume about 200 individuals who are currently engaged in targeted attacks. You've seen them attempt and succeed at assassinations, targeted acts of vandalism and destruction. And we have a rough idea of their ideology, I suppose, for lack of a better word. Their two most prominent social figures are brother and sister Apogee and Perigee Lux. I believe you've met both of them, if what I could glean from the gala was accurate.
We have. Though when we first met them, we did not know of their significance at the time.
Their public aesthetic, for lack of a better way to describe it, seems to be that of regular people, to the degree I think that they are able to even relate to such a term. Their fundamental belief is that all mortals are inherently wicked, totally depraved, and that we ought to live in light of this. Abandon all efforts at a cohesive, peaceful society and utilize what they claim to be our fundamental nature of violence in order to select targets, essentially, scapegoats, to bind the rest of us together. Is there anything else, speaking out of character, that you would like to ask from Desiree, who seems to have a good sense of the number of people and their overall online and street presence?
Not about specifically the red presence, but I think just very matter-of-factly. So why was I a target of assassination yesterday and my sister almost died?
Zarathustra begins to speak up. They took an interest in Ambrose. They saw him as an obstacle and an adversary. And
that's what my friend Eris and I were talking about last night, and I had a light bulb. So they did target Ambrose because of their influence.
Yes. And because you, in a relatively unsubtle manner, acquired a resurrection device, and they are reasonably well informed, that is as best as we can determine why you were a target.
Great. Great.
Vesper, is there any information you would like to learn about the Red Presence, their numbers, their street presence, their online presence, or any of the kind of practical things that Desiree has been discussing?
Yeah, I'm going through my notes right now, trying to find something more specific. But as a filler question, I think out of genuine curiosity, he asks to probably like turn specifically to Desiree and ask if do you know if they have any kind of connection, whether it is positive or negative or neutral, with what's left of Numa in the church? Do they see it as an adversary? Is it nothing to them? Is this something they're competing with? Is there enough of the church left to?
I think, as best as I can tell, they look at the church as a non-issue. The fragments of the old faith don't have as strong a grip on the city as they used to. And so I suppose they don't find the calcified remnants of an old missing god to be much of a threat. And whatever spiritual force defeated the last presence hasn't shown its face.
Guess I was hoping to hear differently in my absence, but whatever's been budding here seems to have been able to do so unchecked.
This is a good card. The Looming Shade. If I can find it. I can read. Where is this card? There it is. Value 9. Terror, doom, impending danger, unseen threats.
I'm in danger.
Okay. All right. All right, let's do this. So as she says that, I will say Zarathustra probably pipes up. Well, I don't think that's entirely true. One of the things, the last thing to my knowledge, that Ambrose was working on was a sort of experimental project to revitalize, I suppose, or reconstitute, remanifest, maybe, something of the old faith.
You're talking about
It,
Code Talker.
I am. I don't know if it would look like the old church did, but it seemed to be his belief that if we practice the same methods of the old faith, if we all come together and choose to believe a thing, that we can make it real again.
We certainly saw that work to opposite effect 500 years ago. As far-fetched as it may seem.
I don't know where he got this idea, but if that is indeed how it works, then we have one vehicle and one point of contact we can use to pursue that if we want to.
Do you have the album?
She pulls out some old person shit. A whole ass CD.
Holy shit!
And places it on the table. There is essentially, in Sharpie, 5 song titles. Number 1 is Code Talker itself. Ambrose was working with a heretic, actually, in the city to come up with the concept and figure out what to say. Don't suppose any of you know an Asherah. I've yet to be able to find her.
We've met. And,
Small world.
Erastus very slowly, reaches out to take the CD and just quietly holds it in his hands, looking down at it.
You quietly hold this thing in your hands that should have been in your hand 6 months ago.
Why are you only just handing this off now?
Because I don't know that I trust you with it. Because if this works in the way that Ambrose thought it would work, I don't know if it is a good idea to pass it off to a member of the government who is now currently meeting with their figure.
My love for Ambrose is much stronger than my alliances with the Preside. And I'm kind of hurt that you were ever in doubt of that.
For what it's worth. I understand that I should not have been as evasive and distant with it as I was.
And why you left me on red whenever I tried to get in contact with you.
Yes. But I stand by the assessment that it is better in no one's hands than it is in hands we cannot trust. Vito leans forward. Well, before we get too sidetracked here, if you'll permit, allow me to tell you what I know of the accuser. He's a real son of a bitch. Just to start. He has a decent following among the devils of hell, but not a total one. The time-tested strategy of acquiring a common enemy is well known to us. But there are some who do not believe it is a totalizing force. And thus I am here. The accuser, in a very real way, does not exist. Is not an entity in and of itself. Imagine a hole in creation, a phantasm. An inverted triangle between the peaks of two mountains. He is not real, but he appears to us nonetheless. He is a disobedience, a spite that is capable of holding together a many. I don't think it's possible to kill him, although I could very well be wrong. Your man, Apogee, is correct in saying that he has walked this plane as long as mortals have. He is, for lack of a better way to describe it, the shape of the collective whole in your heart. Everywhere you kill, he is there. And so he will be quite the devil to undo. If there's anything I can do to assist you, I'll be more than happy to. But I'm afraid that after this meeting, I must return to hell so that my brothers and I can comfort the Lady Tiamat as she grieves the loss of her mate and beseech that she does not return here to raze her city to the ground. Jess, Erastus, and Vesper, is there anything you would like to ask the hodgepodge of individuals before you?
I don't have a question, but I have a couple miscellaneous ideas, but I do need to talk with Vertigo before speaking them into the existence in case it doesn't work.
Who is Vertigo? That would not be
No, Des knows who
not
Vertigo is.
That would not be Veto Voice, that would be forgive me, Zarathustra. Who is Vertigo?
Vertigo is a very accomplished jack of all trades, hackers, talker. They're also involved in everything that's going on.
Good to know. Good to know.
I did extend the invitation, but he couldn't make it.
Jess, I apologize. I don't know how much, if any, of the preceding conversation you heard. Perhaps you did take Desiday up on the offer to grab a drink and wait outside. Is there anything you would like to ask the assembled panel of individuals before you?
I think Jess probably wouldn't. She's just been sort of listening and kind of internalizing everything. There would have been some facial reactions at the mention of Ashra, like a cocked eyebrow or like a bit of a twitch.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, they sort of keep their poker face on for the most part.
Sick. And Vesper, you were going through notes. Did you have any additional information you would like to acquire?
Thought I did, but I don't.
All right. Then
I'm still thinking. I wish I could think of something like in the... I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just Seth being too Vesper right now, but I think Vesper is like stuck in this idea of like, surely over 500 years, something in the infrastructure of this city can stand up to what's happening again. And the answer across everything just seems to be no across the board, whether it's the ZMP fleeing last session or the fact that the church and the thing that they worship have been silent this whole time. I think after hearing Vito's characterization of the accuser, it's just... I think he's literally just having a moment of like, I helped incarnate this thing and I didn't even know it, probably. So I don't think he really has questions. I think he's trying to figure out how he can face something like this, considering he is what he is.
And I have one out of character question.
Sure.
I know Erastus doesn't own one, but did Ambrose own a CD player? One that he kept in like the room at Erastus' apartment or at their place?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Erastus has plenty of equipment through which to play any type of musical.
Beautiful. So I know what I'm doing afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I think Vesper then just has like a closing question of like, how involved are the drowned in what's been happening as far as these rallies, if they're going to ramp up again? Do you get involved?
We're almost certain they're going to happen again.
I agree.
As far as getting involved, we will protect our people. protect the people of the city to the best of our ability, and in every way we can, using every resource and tactic that we can.
You contact me if you hear anything.
Will do, if that is
Be
your wish.
good to fight alongside the divers again.
We'd be honored to have you. But for now, we'll play the staring contest.
I'd
That
hate to
is
be
extent.
reactive, but I don't know how we can be proactive here.
I agree. That is the extent of what we know. What have you found out?
I think Vesper will pull up the stream on his phone from the gala, and he'll just like kind of like throw his phone in the middle of the table. We've been at the mercy of what they can do. Apparently we were at ground zero for whatever it is they summoned, although we've seen no sign of it. Don't know what it was or where it is. But I am deeply disturbed at how easily we were manipulated.
It was... I don't know how to explain it, but I did not feel like myself. But I felt vindicated in the words that the accuser was saying. And I couldn't find fault with them at the time.
Scares me is that I felt exactly like myself. And if that is what is happening, even in any type of way to the members of the Red Presence or any of their, keyboard warriors or whatever they are, then I understand how they have grown to the size that they are. And I don't know how we point out those words as being anything but true when, to me, they are inherently true. I don't know if you've heard him speak, but
We have not yet had the pleasure.
I think
Alright.
we need to do what we can to keep him from speaking.
Agreed. And so your plan to disable the ether web?
I know that's what Eris mentioned as a explosive idea. A plan Z. I was thinking along the lines of, what's the word? Countermeasures, acting against. They did what they were able to do because they controlled information through propaganda, carefully placed propaganda. And I'm hoping that we can do something similar, but against it.
Alright. Counter programming. Plan Z, take out information infrastructure.
I will...
Taking out large amounts of city infrastructure is risky.
Yeah.
Not only in terms of life and limb in the act,
Yeah.
but in terms of messaging in the fallout.
That's why I'm hoping it stays a Plan Z for an EMP. I think it's just going to be a war of faith and belief, and how people act on the morals that they have.
What a terrible situation to be in.
But along with pitching my idea to Vesper, I think one of the first things I'm going to do is hear what Rosie had to say.
Sounds like a plan.
I've got some footage I want to get eyes on, but I don't think it's, frankly, I don't think it's going to lead anywhere. It was just an act of vandalism.
I can get it looked at. See what there is to see.
I think Vesper will gladly just send over a copy of that footage. Most of them are masked. It's just what you probably saw across the street. I really don't know if there's anything to it, but I don't know. I know that it's premeditated. I know that they're trying to sow discord and everything, but something about it feels extra sinister, and I can't put my finger on why. Maybe it's just me taking it personal.
I'll let you know what we find. Is there anything else anyone else would like to do before we cut to break? All right, we will cut to break. We'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes. Get up, pet your pets, get some water, say hi to your loved ones.
Meds.
We'll be right back.
Bye. Live.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome back to Zenith 3000, episode 8. Vertigo, how would you like an experience point?
Yummy.
Who would you
All
like
right,
the second
who
one
would
to
you
go
like?
to?
Exactly.
What are we looking at? I feel like it's a little.
We're catching up to each other.
I was gonna say it's a
Yeah.
little passe to give it to Erastus, but I feel like that's the direction this should go.
All right.
Thematically
Erastus,
and also numerically.
Hell
you may
yeah.
take
Not
an
numerically.
experience point.
Numenera.
Hey,
Numerically.
Ah. I
Y'all
got
hear they're
jokes.
coming out with another Numenera?
They
Updated
are.
Numenera?
Oh my
New
god, I'm
Numenera?
so excited.
I sent you a link on Instagram, just saying.
I have
Yes.
not been on
Numenera?
Insta, sorry.
I think that's how I found out about it. Anyway. Vertigo,
Please. Yes.
after departing from Volta and Sons, saying hi to Kazakh and the other sons. On your way back north, towards the city center, you receive a text message from Perigi.
Hey girl, hey.
She says, "Hey, I heard about your friend, and I'm sorry. Can we talk?" And she sends you a Google Jesus.
Zoogle.
Google Maps pin for Pachinko's. A unusual.
Is that the dragon one?
That is the dragon who
Yes.
became a coffee shop.
I mean, I was gonna go anyway, but just seals the deal.
Make her buy your drink so you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
The least she can do.
Look, I've been on dates before, Mare. I know how to do this. Not going down that rabbit hole. Another thumbs up emoji seems rude. So, I'll just say on my way and adjust my course. And since it's Zoogle and not Zapple, I'll assume the directions are pretty straightforward.
They are pretty straightforward, no unusual detours, and you still get there in a timely manner. Do you do anything or alert anyone as you are on your way?
Yeah, everyone here is at a pretty important meeting, and I don't need to hear it right now. So I will essentially take a screenshot and send it to my best friend, and with the notes, sketchy date, if should. Sketchy date, I'm heading here. If you don't hear from me in like an hour, can you take the dogs? Love you. Bye.
Who did you send that to?
My best friend.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
You get a message back. Something to the effect of, "Will do. Good luck. Get it, girl." And you soon find yourself standing outside of a lovely, if not slightly industrial-looking coffee shop. You step inside, and it's all postmodern, stripped-down wood and concrete floors. One of those, you know
A
the one.
Portland coffee shop, sure.
Yes, yeah, exactly. The light streams in through the windows. It is warm and beautiful in a way in here, and you are surrounded by a low hum and vibrant, polished silver metalwork that runs all along the interior of this space, pulling up water from the municipal system, creating and dispensing coffee in a seemingly fully autonomous way. As you enter in, as if from nowhere, a voice greets you. "Hello. I don't believe we've met before."
I think Vertigo had hesitated at the door because he was already going to greet the coffee shop quietly. So there is a brief moment of surprise. No, hello, I'm Vertigo. Thank you for welcoming me into your shop. Or at least opening the door to me. I suppose I'm assuming that I'm welcomed.
You are very welcome here. My name is Patrick and Lostinus, though your people call me Pachinko.
We do have a bad habit of doing things like that.
It is welcome. Please, make yourself at home.
Thank you.
There's coffee or tea here, should you desire it.
I do believe I will. Is my inviter here?
She sure is. She is sitting in a corner, not wearing red today.
Okay, that's weird.
What
color is she wearing?
I don't know. It's some kind of like a casual gray top and maybe like blue jeans or something. Boots.
All right. Yeah, I will slide in across from her.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's good to see you.
It's interesting to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I heard about what happened with Erastus and his sister. I didn't know that would be happening. And I don't know what to do. I feel like I should be apologizing to him, and here I am rambling my way through a conversation with you.
I imagine the rambling conversation is probably a lot safer for you than apologizing to him.
You are correct.
You say you don't know what to do. Is that specific to addressing the Erastus situation or things in general?
Let's find out. The hunter. I have no idea what's going on in this girl's brain. Let's find out.
Alex.
But the cards, dude.
Alex, does this also mean you don't know what's going on in your brain? Because you literally said that this is like one of the characters who's living in your brain right now from this campaign.
Yeah, no, that's I'm perpetually not aware of what's going on in my own brain. Also, hey Kat.
Hi, Finn.
Baby.
Mother.
The perfect card for one pursuing a goal. The hunter suggests that vigilance and persistence will win the day. Dang. It is mostly about the Erastus situation. I am aware that there are people in the movement who are capable of violence, and I suppose I don't know.
Did you not foresee violence?
Not against random people in their apartments.
Do you truly think Erastus was random?
For the purposes of who anyone has any business fighting, yeah. Erastus isn't Erastus isn't in the street fighting us, causing problems. Why? What need do we have to attack him?
Up until last night, what you've been gathering your presence, as it were. who else has been a target that wasn't explicit, intentional? It was a coordinated attack. They did not pick Erastus out of our digital phone book. Someone in your organization took the time to plan that. There was a reason. And just because he doesn't have, a sign on the corner of the street saying "Down with the Red Presence," someone had a reason. And if it's not you, how many other people are making those decisions? Because if you don't know that's happening, this cart has already run away from you. And you had to know at some point that this would affect someone you specifically didn't intend for it to affect. Right?
I suppose I knew it would affect everyone in the city in some way or another. I did not expect that to be a targeted strike at a civilian.
The more people you add to any organization, to any plan, the more thoughts and ideas and motivations you add. And I don't know what your resume looks like in terms of managing large amounts of people, but apparently there's enough autonomy where you, A, don't have control, and B, don't know these plans ahead of time. Somewhere this conversation happened where you couldn't see it. And I realize there's probably a level of irony to that, given what you've been able to accomplish. Which, I have to say, credit where credit's due. I don't agree, but that was an incredible feat you pulled off last night. I just don't know if you've really thought through the actual impact. Accuser aside, just street level impact. And that's the amount of work and effort that you put into it. You must have spent countless hours thinking about it, thinking of contingencies, thinking of impact. But there's not enough. The minute you start adding people and power, it immediately spiraled out of control. That attack happened in what, under an hour?
Yeah.
And it's out there now.
Roll me. Do you have like any abilities relating to insight or identifying people's motives?
Hey Eva, can I
I
also
have
just
understanding. Is that what you're thinking of there?
No, I was gonna say you got a really nice tier 2 skill that I think would apply greatly to this role.
I do, but also this is
That's absolutely fair. Yeah, sorry.
more of a conversation.
Yeah. Sorry for
Because
interrupting.
I wanted to have no. It was especially with my brain the way it is today.
You say understanding?
Understanding is if I observe someone for a minute. Is that true?
Gotcha. Yes, and that you'd have to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
I gain
as
an
you were-
asset.
Yeah. So let's call this a challenge.
Oh, I do
level
have. I am
5.
trained in putting other people at ease and gaining trust.
Look, I'll give you that one. So,
That makes more
after that
sense.
skill, challenge level 4, target number 12. Would you like to spend any effort from your intellect pool?
All of my effort. Oh, I forgot. Yes, I just have to make a note because I forgot edge was a thing. I knew this was going to happen. Yes. If I spend 2 effort, that's... Math is hard.
Total 5 points
Yeah.
minus your edge.
Okay, I would like to do that. So
All right,
it's
sick. All right.
Yes. Okay. And I don't know what that brings it down to, but 15?
If you spent 2 levels of effort, yeah, that'll do it for sure. Regrettably, you see Perigi begin to kind of coalesce, for lack of a better phrase, on exactly how to fix this problem. She needs more control. And as the conversation continues, that seems to be the primary lesson she is beginning to take away. You're right, I guess I saw the numbers on the screen, but once I saw the amount of people on the street and exactly what they could accomplish on their own, rudderless for that direction, it got away from us. I'll have to find out how to keep that from happening again.
You don't get a do-over. It's already too late. You know that, right? How many people?
It's already passed. Yes. Too late. I can't say for certain.
I guess the other question is, at what point are you making their decisions for them?
Well, if they need me to make their decisions for them so they don't attack people carelessly, harm civilians in their homes, and damage the reputation of the movement, then I will have to make their decisions for them.
Then what is the point of this whole exercise?
We can't go on like this. Do you feel like you're marching to your death a little bit? Like,
A bit more now. Yeah. After last night.
that's fair, I suppose. I feel like I was born into something like a vice. And all I have known is its pressure. Squeezing me for every last bit of blood and money and peace and rest and sleep that I have ever been able to touch. And then I find out it's not just me. And then I'm going to sound ridiculous, but
Vertigo's gonna put her hands on the table and hold them out like halfway across the table.
she will place her hands in yours. It was when I started to see myself in everyone around me and everyone around me in myself that it felt like I could finally see something true, finally see something bigger than this vice, and finally start to wrest everyone free.
And you thought instead of doing the amazing things that you were doing before, the community works, handing out food and water, you thought sparking fear and inciting violence was the answer?
I think that's part of the answer. I think that the vice I found myself in, and that I found my neighbors in, was not something of nature. It was something that we created. And those of us who did create it, I think they should be afraid.
It's not that you're not right, because you are. They should be afraid. And it should change. But you do that and I can't stress this enough. By being the change and not summoning the change from the hells at, and I don't want to ask this, but I need to ask this. At what cost is he here? Because it doesn't matter what your intent is or what altruism it sprang from. There is a cost that is not yours to bear.
We did need magic. And we did need a lot of people to give the accuser a mouth you can hear and a body you can see. But he did not come from anywhere other than us.
And why do you think it's important for him to be the voice and the body of this movement? Why not hold up a mirror to the actual issues? Why not let the reality be the persuasion?
He is the reality. The reality that I think we're all just a little too afraid to look at.
Did you throw bottles last night?
I did.
And how do you feel about that? What did he do to you specifically? Not as a figurehead or as an effigy. What did he do to you, Perigi, on an individual level that required his death?
Nothing, I suppose. But I'm not the one who killed him.
Aren't you? That was 1,000 cuts. I mean, also the whole summoning the accuser and the chain of events that led to Thraxmundar stabbing, but still, you are just as responsible, and I think you know that.
I do. And I'm liberated in it. I am just as responsible, as we all are.
No, that's not on everyone. That is actually squarely on your shoulders. And the red presences. And Thraxmundar's. But you know, I could have understood maybe an argument for him just being an example of a convenient target of a personification of the vice. I wouldn't argue he's maybe the best target, but he was there. But it's not even that. I think that's what's bothering me the most, is it's not even that. And at what point where's the line between him and Erastus and Apogee and me and you? At some point, it's just going to be an empty city. And I guess if there's nothing for the Vice to crush, that's technically a success. But I don't think that's what you want.
Let's see what happens. We have pulled the Alchemist.
Oh, my anxiety.
I think this is a good one, actually. Complexity, transformation, knowledge. I will say, over the course of this discussion, Vertigo, you have the opportunity to plant a single seed of an idea in Perigee. What would you like that to be?
I mean, if it's an open-ended question, the seed of an idea that maybe we could address this without Satan.
Hmm?
You know, like the French do. Like, we could burn the city down. That's fine. I'm on board. I will light that Molotov cocktail. You're welcome, Mayor.
Throw it at the Preside building. Let's go.
Like, look. So if I can dream big, that's it. Like,
All right, sure. In exchange, through the course of this conversation, you discover one deeply unsettling fact. It might be apparent already, but just in case it's not. Perigi, maybe more than anybody you have met so far, seems to have a keen sense of something that she at least genuinely believes is real. For lack of a better way to describe it, your best assessment of this person as a lockpick for people seems to be that she sees something through the accuser. That there might be something behind it in a way. It's not immediately clear. But as you talk to her, you are ultimately... I can't say what sways you or does not sway you, but you find yourself talking to someone who is utterly convinced of the accuser as an absolute truth, as a foundational pillar of a worldview, as the only lens through which to see reality. And briefly, in small moments here or there, she'll say something and you begin to see the beautiful, terrible reality she sees. You don't adopt it as a worldview, but you see it.
Before we part,
Mm-hmm.
this is going to get a little weird.
All right, this might get a little weird.
Can I ask you a small favor?
Is this Vertigo to Perigi?
Yeah.
Okay. What's up?
I would like to slide the monitor's monocle across the table to her.
Mm-hmm. You do that?
I would like you to look at me through this and tell me what you see.
Which mode are you asking her to use?
The vision of what will be.
Wow, that's
And I'm not going to
unhinged.
like there's
I
no
love it.
tricks, no nothing. Like she can tell me the truth, she can lie, she cannot do it. Any of that, that's my request.
All right, well.
We can also do this next session if you would rather.
Oh no, there's we're pulling a card for this because I don't know what she will see, but there it is
Yeah,
possible
that's fair.
she sees something absolutely unhinged.
I just
Okay.
want to go to the dog park.
The sealed door. Value 7. Meanings delay, inaction, barriers, or unchanging. The door holds more promise than a wall, but a sealed door is perhaps worse, for the egress it suggests and then denies. Generally a card of ill omen, the sealed door stands in the way of victory.
have no poker face. This is my Eva face.
Yeah.
Virgo's just looking at her
Yeah.
look plainly.
Perigi puts on the monitor's monocle, this big glass faceplate.
I guess I would have given like a brief, this is what it does.
Yeah, right.
Because that's
sure.
rude not to otherwise.
She looks at you. And for her part, retains an impressive poker face. As you see kind of misshapen, strange reflections at odd angles, you're not quite able to make out what it is that she sees. But there's the briefest glimmer of something like a reaction. Hard to say more than that. I don't know that I can really describe what I just saw. But I think I saw you transform into something else entirely. I think you will outlive us all. As Perigi takes off the mask and slides it back to you across the table. That is almost where we will end our session. Before we go, allow me to share with you a perspective. Heaven is for the weak. Because who else might be expected to fantasize of hereafter and see only us in paradise and them in flames until eternity? Heaven is for the weak, because what other sort of God must find itself doomed to the torturous indulgence of the eternal damnation of the many, of even some, of even one? Heaven is for the weak, because who among you, on seeing one of your kin suffering in their eternal agony, would not cast off the riches of paradise, depart from the eternal throne, and descend to hell itself to share the torments of your brother, if only to ease his burden a little bit? Because what good is it to rejoice eternally in rapturous ecstasy while there is still work to be done? Why, on shedding this body, might one even consider retiring into the wondrous unknown when there are still seeds of understanding, unity, and loving kindness yet unsown? Why? Because one is weak. To break our fourth wall here, it is my belief that the residences of heaven must be empty, because who deserving of their rest could look on the as unfinished art of creation and resist adding their signature to the beauty once more? Because who, in the midst of true bliss, could resist the primal, uncorruptible urge to share that which is truly good? And because who among you is capable of resisting the plainly obvious fact that the gates of heaven have been stormed down from the inside and her residents stand among us every day? In Zenith, dark towered by the sea, as in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. My name is Alex, and I have been your GM for the evening. We are going to quickly go around the table once more to say our goodnights, say where we can be found on the internet, and then we will go for a raid and log off. As I'm already talking, hello. I've been your GM for the evening. I've been exceptionally grateful to do it, especially at a table so fine as this. This is my only project at the moment, and I am grateful for the time of you, the audience, and you for my players.
I can go next. Hey everyone, my name is Abhishek. I have been playing Eris. You can find me on most socials at neon_Raiden on the Bird site, or neon Raiden on BlueSky, no underscore there. This is also my currently my only project at the moment. Yeah, I don't have any words. This was a banger session. Yeah, that's it. Basically, that's it for me.
Hi, I'm Mare. You can find me on all applicable social media, Archmage of Dice, on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, returning in March for Horizon's Call, here on Thursdays, and starting February 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern, the premiere of Invisible Sun game called the Indigo Nexus.
Hi, I'm Seth. I'm coughing. I have a cat on my back. You can't find me on the internet because I don't want to be found. I will be in said game of Invisible Sun called the Indigo Nexus here in the next couple of weeks. I will not be playing a Doom Delve for Murders. That'll be nice. I will be playing an what am I? Itinerant Goetic who cages adversaries. That's it. It's gonna be a great time. Really excited about that game. And yeah.
It's me, Eva. You can find me here. Clearly. Soon you can find me here again on Sunday mornings. We are not going straight into Viasen. We are taking a little buffer, going back to Anik and Eva's chaotic playthroughs. But Viasen will be here eventually. I'm really excited for that. And as Mare said, we are starting back up Horizon's Call in March. Other than that, I'm working on the upcoming calendar, and it is very exciting. We have some pretty neat games in the works that are still in the planning stages. So I can't wait to share them with you all and do casting announcements, or what's the word? Casting calls, applications. Good lord. Should I go into a brief schedule? Cool. Saturday, Indigo Nexus, character spotlight on this is before the official premiere. Mare and all the players are doing individual character sessions, which is very neat. Sunday, we have Nightmares on the Frontier Season 1 finale. Gate Night is happening again on Tuesday. And then that brings us up to next Thursday, which is the next episode of Zenith 3000. I believe we're rating Moss.
Yes.
Is that true?
We are rating Moss.
I think Derek says a lot of other things, and I can't think of a single one of them. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other. And we will see you next time. Bye. Your pets for me.